time has come. It's time for Eddie's Stanley Cup Playoff Pulse. And of course, the question of the day here, Eddie, really is, the burning question is, can the Oilers make a comeback?
Ooh, you know what? Before I get into the down and dirty, Gary, before I answer that question, I just want to give a hats off to a young 21-year-old out of Michigan by the name of Lane Hutson of the Montreal Canadiens. He just won the National Hockey League Rookie of the Year award, played in all 82 games, 6 goals, 60 assists for 66 points. Oh, how far back you know how far back you have to go for a Montreal Canadian to have won the Rookie of the Year award? Ken Dryden, 1972. That's
really?
Yep, that's the last time a Montreal Canadian won that award. And Lane Hutson is the 7th Montreal Canadian in history to win it. And 3 of them made it to the Hockey Hall of Fame. So you know what, Gary? Congratulations. And the Montreal Canadian rebuild is in overdrive right now. And it's so good to see these young kids succeed. So congratulations, Lane Hutson and Montreal Canadiens. Now, let's get to the crux of the matter here, Gary. There were 8, then there were 4, now there is 2. And we have the Florida Panthers and the Edmonton Oilers. And as I mentioned last week, the Edmonton Oilers won the first game in overtime, 4-3. Leon Draisaitl scored 2 goals that game with 1 OT winner, and Connor McDavid was on fire with 2 assists. So we say to ourselves, wow, this is good. We're in good shape here. Canada's right behind you. Game 2, the Florida Panthers went into double overtime with the Oilers, and they came out on top 5-4. And the Rat, the former captain of the Boston Bruins, longtime player, member of the Boston Bruins, Brad Marchand, the Rat number 2, he scored the 2 goals in game number 2 and the overtime winner. So, the Draisaitl had 1 goal during that game, and I don't think McDavid did very much. Beautiful assist to Draisaitl, but that was it. So we figured, okay, fine. 1-1, no big deal, very early in the series. Gary, game 3. The Florida Panthers pummeled the Edmonton Oilers to a shameful 6-1 win. And I mean, who scores the first goal? The Rat. The Edmonton Oiler killer, Brad Marchand, scored the first goal. And believe it or not, Gary, game 2, Florida scored in 2 minutes into the game. Brad Marchand in game 3 scored in 56 seconds after the drop of the puck.
Ouch.
Not a good way to start a hockey game. And, you know, I watched Stuart Skinner, who's been standing on his head as the goaltender of the Edmonton Oilers. And he's had an unfortunate bad reputation of choking when it became important, but he's been great up until game two, middle of it. He just crashed and burned in the last game to a point where the coach had to pull him off for the backup goaltender. So Skinner seems to be crashing. McDavid was nowhere to be seen last game. The Florida Panthers, every time he picked up any speed, they laid a body into him. They laid a body into Draisaitl. They were just pushing the Edmonton Oilers around. So you know what? Marchand, the Rat killer, now the Oiler killer. I think at the end of the day, if they lose the next game, which is tomorrow, I would give him a running for the MVP award for the playoffs, the Conn Smythe Award, because he's just been absolutely all over the ice, destroying the Edmonton Oilers in physicality, in chirping, in defensive play, in offensive play, and he's just absolutely everywhere. So, Gary, you know what? Canada is still rooting for the Edmonton Oilers. So am I. Let's put Game 3 behind us. Game 4 is tomorrow. And Gary, if they do not win Game 4 tomorrow, I doubt very much Edmonton will be able to amount a three-game comeback. So, not looking very good right now. And I'm hoping I'm wrong. I hope the Canadian boys come through with this, because we certainly need another jolt of nationalism here by bringing the Stanley Cup home. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Okay, Greg says, hey, wait a minute, guys. When talking about the NHL playoffs, let's be a bit more positive about those testy Panthers in the leadership role of Brad Marchand. Oh, got away on me. I know it is tough for Eddie to be positive about the former mighty Broom, but it's one from Nova Scotia. Let's be fair to our icon.
He's got a point there. I mean, he's the rat. I like Marchand as a player, but he's one easy player to hate. But you know what, Greg? He's doing it all so far. So hats off to the boy from Nova Scotia.
I know. I watched part of game 2. That's the one that went into double overtime.
Right.
And I was ready to throw the remote through the TV because, they pulled the goalie and the Oilers are, in the Panthers' end. And all I'm watching is passing the puck back and forth, back and forth. Shoot the freaking thing.
Stop being so fancy.
The more you pepper the rubber in the direction of the goalie, the better chance you have of scoring. And finally, one of them did, and then boom, there we are. We're into overtime. And I shut the TV off, and I just said, I'm done. I'm out of here. I can't take this.
Well, tomorrow is definitely going to be a must-watch game, and I really hope Canadians and our viewers actually have a watch at this and yell at the television is the best you can do, and hopefully they'll be able to pull it off.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, they put up a really good run last year and had really nothing to be ashamed of. I don't know. Maybe they just have, this game the other night. Maybe that was just enough to push them over the edge and realize, you know what, we're in the Stanley Cup Final. Yeah, There's no turning back. So, well, we shall see.